Hello, welcome back to In Out Delete, the show review both new and older movies. This is Gino.
This is Roberto.
This is Ricardo.
America.
And Gio.
And delayed. And here we are back at it again. This is almost the end of the year, guys. Almost over.
Our last episode of this year.
Yeah, sadly, 2020. Oof. I mean,
By 2020.
what a year. This week, we did two movies. They both came out on Christmas Day.
All right, so our first movie is on Disney Plus, and it's a Pixar movie called Soul. It's directed by Pete Docter, and it stars Jamie Foxx. And it's about Jamie Foxx plays like this middle school music teacher whose like lifelong dream is to play like in a jazz band and stuff, but he feels like his life didn't go quite the way that he planned it to. He finally gets a big break and performing with like a big jazz band that he really likes, and he dies. And basically his soul, like on his way to not heaven, but like the great beyond, falls into like a not purgatory, but I guess before like where souls are created and go into earth. So yeah, that's what it's about. And America, I know you were really looking forward to this. So let's start with you. What did you think of this?
I'm an in. Just straight off the bat. I thought I was gonna be like loving this movie. Like I pictured a Coco. You know, like that's what I thought it was gonna feel like to watch this movie. I was ready to like cry, you know? But I mean it was really, really good. Whether you wanna like if you were looking forward to this or not, like it's a good movie. Gino, what did you think?
I agree with you. I feel like wasn't a big of a Pixar movie as I thought it would be. You know, I remember watching the teaser and I thought I would like it from watching it. Man, sitting through this movie, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of teared up a bit in some moments, but not enough to make me want to like this movie a lot. So I'm gonna give it an in for sure. You know, the voice acting wasn't all around bad. I like like the comedy was good, but I mean, just I was that spark Pixar likes to give out in their movies. Usually, that didn't hit me on this one. Even though I had like a very good message towards the end. I shit you not. I was like, oh, that's touching, but I'm like, I'm gonna go Toy Story. You know what I mean? Like that. But yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, what about you, Gio?
It's good, not overly emotional. Like it's not gonna make you cry,
Right.
but it's good. Like the whole message of about like your purpose in life is to live life to its fullest, not just work and which a lot of people think it is. So it was a nice little message. I loved Tina Fey's character a lot.
Yeah.
Number 22.
Yeah.
I thought she was funny. I love how like all the flashbacks to all her other mentors. Like
Oh, yeah.
they're always yelling at her. Like I thought
She
that
just
was
had
funny.
like all the best people in the world be her mentor.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Ricardo?
Oh, I'm an in. Dude, so trip out on this. I know, like what you guys said, I agree, I guess. That it wasn't that like emotional, but like still, it kind of, I don't know, in a way, it kind of was just because it's like trippy. Like tell her, this is like true story. That week, I was just telling her how much I appreciate so much now, especially because of the pandemic and everything that's happening. And then like I see this movie and I was just like, dude, it's fucking talking to me, So I really felt it in a different way. I get what you guys are saying, but it got me, It's weird.
So you're like super duper in. You got
I loved it. I loved the way it looked. I love the music and that message. It's so simple.
Yeah.
But it got me. I'm an in. I'm super in for me. What about you, Robert?
I think I agree with pretty much everything that's been said, but I think I'm on Ricardo's level. Like it didn't hit me like a Coco, but it still hit me like pretty big. I thought it was great. I thought like the visual, I love the visual style of like the soul world, and then like when they're in like on Earth and stuff. And I love the story, and I love, like you said, Ricardo, the message. Like it really hit. I don't know, because like I feel like I saw myself in both of the characters, which means that they're really good characters. you know, like Jamie Foxx's character who has that dream, you know, we all kind of have with the same dream, like we've all been kind of chasing it, and that's like we have tunnel vision, right? Like that's all we focus on, you know. And the message, like it did hit me, and I did tear up, like, you know, like to just live life and enjoy life. And it's like, man, like that's something that I've been missing. And because I'm like 22, right? You don't want to live life because you just want to stay like in your fucking box and shit, you know?
Right.
I thought it was very powerful. Like and the only criticism I would have is that that's like that type of message and that type of like those themes are like not for kids.
Yeah.
Right, that's like for an adult, like that's for like midlife crisis type things. Like, you know, like I pulled a Geo and I read up like the little trivia stuff, and they had said that the writer originally wrote a little semi spoiler, but the last line was, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it, right? And he actually had to change it because like, hey, life is not always like happy, it's not always like good. So that's why it changed to like, I'm gonna live every minute of it. Thought it was very powerful how he sees people who didn't pursue their dreams as like failures, right?
Yeah.
The barber, he's like, oh, he wanted to be a musician, but he ended up cutting hair, you know?
Yeah.
And he automatically sees that as a failure, you know?
No.
And like the fact that he doesn't, you know, feel that way, and he like, to me that's like very, very moving, you know?
So moving.
You know, because it makes me, because like the way the Jamie Foxx's character thinks is the way, like, not so much anymore, but I did think like that like a lot, you know? So yeah, it's very like deep, I think, this movie.
But it looked really good. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
damn, what is it? What's next? Because like, I remember Toy Story 4 looking really, really good, and then
Yeah.
now it's just like some parts look real, and I was just
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you take the what was the guy's name? Joe? Like if
Yeah.
you take the character, like the actual people looking characters out of there, like the backgrounds can look like very real. It was like, whoa, this is an
Yeah.
animation.
I
Like,
just-
Yeah, totally. Like when Tina Fey's looking up like at the leaves falling.
oh yeah,
you know?
yeah,
uh-huh.
Like that's like a picture. Like
Yeah.
that wasn't animation, you know?
dude. And then
Was
like
it,
I remember thinking, because do you remember when he falls and he's
Mhm.
going to the other?
oh yeah, when he's kind of
Yeah.
like turning
Going
into
through-
different things.
Yeah, and he's going through that whole Space Odyssey like virtual thing. I was like, dude, that made me like miss the fucking theaters again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
I
this
wish.
movie definitely needed that. I think that would have helped a lot.
Overall, I don't know if kids are gonna like it as much as adults, but a great watch if you're in this age, I guess, for sure. Yeah,
This age.
Young
Yeah,
adult.
well, I'm almost 30.
Fuck you, man. We're over 30 already.
So I'm calling this a sweep.
Yeah,
Five-
sweet.
yep, Sweep.
So our next movie is over on HBO Max, 2 apps over on your screen. And it's Wonder Woman 1984, and it's a sequel to the Wonder Woman movie from a few years ago. It stars Gal Gadot, obviously, is directed by Patty Jenkins. And this time around, Wonder Woman is in 1984 because I guess she lives forever.
Yeah.
She's kind of like Captain America, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
Superman, they age. I think,
Yeah, and she
slower-
works like
slower.
she works at a museum, and they find like this geode or something. I don't know. It's a fucking
crystal.
like
Citron or
crystal or
like that.
something that can grant wishes. That can grant wishes. Yeah, just like the genie. And all the characters start wishing for stuff, and that makes the whole world kind of fall apart. And Wonder Woman has to put it back together. So that's what it's about, I guess.
Oh, it's like Bruce Almighty. Okay.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Kind of.
it really is. Gio, let's start with you. What did you think of this?
It's an okay movie. I'm gonna be an out, I think. It's okay. That I'm like, it's a very grounded movie, as opposed to the other one, the first one, where it's a little bit more. They go into the mythology of the Amazons and all that stuff, the Greek mythology. On this one, it's a little bit more grounded. Yeah, there's still that mythical kind of stone, but the villains are very human to a certain degree. They're not gods like in the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the way they brought back Chris Pine's character. It was a little weird and didn't really make sense.
Yep.
Gal Gadot's good, as Wonder Woman. But I didn't like Kristen Wiig that much. I think because it seems like Kristen Wiig just plays all the characters as Kristen Wiig. Like she doesn't
Like
really
in
change.
Bridesmaids.
But yeah, it could have been better.
Of course.
It doesn't kind of meet the same as the first one, but it's still an okay movie. What about you, Gina?
Jesus, you were right, Gio. I'm agreeing with you on that one. Yeah, it's not as good as the first one. The first one, for some reason, made you like when Wonder Woman's theme comes on, you're like, "Fuck yeah, let's do this." You know what I mean? And this one, when her theme comes on, I'm just like, what are you gonna do now? Like, it wasn't like pumping me up like the other one did, and and I feel like this was more campy. I feel like this is like, how Batman and Batman Begins was like super dark and cool, and then we get Batman Forever. This is to me Batman Forever. Like, that's how I see it. I love what they did with the 1984, like all the the style, the clothing, everything. I loved it. I love the details of everything. And of course, Gal Gadot's dope. Like, she's not bad. It's just not her. It's just this movie was just not good in a way, So like, I said I'm an out, right? I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know.
Yeah.
For some reason,
No, you didn't say out.
I'm an out.
Oh.
That's me being nice. So
Yeah.
what about you, America? I already know you're gonna delete it.
Yeah, this isn't your forte.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because
Ooh.
I'm going to say I'm an out.
What?
I don't really know why I'm not deleting.
Right.
I think because it didn't really bother me that it wasn't like a Suicide Squad.
Mhm.
That's
Like, this
rough.
movie was just
That one bothered
okay.
me.
It kind of seemed like there was no point to this. I know that this is going against what you guys said, but I don't like Gal Gadot. I don't think she did good. I don't think she can really act. It's weird that it's set in 1984. What is the reason for this? Like, what happened in 1984?
Terminator.
Like, why did they choose this date? I don't know. It just all seems just like kind of like, yeah, throw it in there. So, I mean, I didn't hate it. So, yeah. Robert, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm continuing this disappointment train. I'm an out. I was a huge fan of the first one. I love the first one.
Right?
So I was really looking forward. I thought the trailer was great for this one. I love the 80s
Mhm.
setting. Like Jano said, they got that aesthetic right. When it started, I was surprised at like the lighter tone, like the lighter feel that it had. It felt like a Richard Donner Superman type. And I'm sure
I
that's
was
what
about to say
I'm
that.
sure that's what they were going for. And in some senses they succeeded, but they also went the campy route. I think Gino, you mentioned that. Yeah, it was very like campy, and I think it was on purpose. But it's also very kind of confusing. Like, why would you go that route? The first one, like the tone wasn't really like that. It's such a weird shift. And I made no secrets that I enjoy that stuff. Like the campy stuff because it's so bad. And this one, it is bad, and it almost falls into the so bad it's like really entertaining.
Okay.
That's like a very hard target to hit, and I don't know why Wonder Woman would want to hit that target.
Yeah.
Being is that they had a successful first movie, so and it's just like kind of uninteresting. Like the main villain that nobody's mentioned is Pedro Pascal,
Yeah.
right? And he's doing stuff in the movie. I think he spent so much time in the helmet in the Mandalorian, and now he's out of it. He's just like overacting everything. But I'm sure that's the
Same guy?
direction. Yeah, I'm sure this the
Oh,
direction he got. And in some parts I did find it entertaining, but it's a very weird movie. It's just it's so long. I think that's what drags
Oh,
it
it
down.
was super long.
Yes, you could be campy. Yes, you could be like lighthearted. But if you're gonna be 2.5 hours, that's not gonna, hold me the whole time. I thought some of the set pieces were pretty good. They were pretty entertaining. I found a lot of this movie entertaining. Just kind of like disappointed at the tonal shift that it had, and like it just didn't quite hit it, And it's just very confusing to watch. I was just like, what? I did wish I had seen it in theaters, but overall, I think I'm agreeing with everybody here. It's just kind of off. Ricardo.
Okay, so I agree with you guys. Everything you guys are saying.
Yeah.
And like
Here we go.
nah, you know what? I'll just say I'm an out. Yeah, I was so close to going in, like so close, just because it was like you said, Robert. it was so bad that it became kind of entertaining. I was just like,
Yeah.
damn, this is like really, like, why are they doing this? And I hadn't seen the first one, so I saw it this week for the first time ever.
Mm.
You know, like I don't know why I've been avoiding it, because I saw Batman and Superman, and then I saw like the Justice League movie, and I was like, hey, Wonder Woman kind of sucks.
Mm.
So I was like, what? I don't know why I want to watch Wonder Woman. So now that this happened, there was an excuse. So then I watched it, and it was weirdly good. So I was like, wow, Wonder Woman was actually good. Like, why did I miss out? And so then this one comes out. Dude, I was expecting Stranger Things. You know how like they did it in the
Yeah.
like 80s style, and it was so
Yeah.
cool, whatever. I was expecting music and little shout outs, but nothing was like I didn't get it. I was
mean,
like,
I think
I mean, I'm kind of glad that they didn't do that because
Yeah.
that's kind of.
but I wanted that because give me like something to get entertained. And like, yeah, like America said, I don't like Wonder Woman. Like, she's not a good actress to me. I don't know why. From the first one too, I saw it in the first one, and I was like, well, I don't know. She's too stiff or something. Something's bothering me from her. Anyways, but other than that, yeah, like it was like so close, because it was just like, but then I caught myself like at the end, like when all the shit was happening, the craziness was happening. I caught myself just looking at the ceiling and being like, damn, Soul was like fucking deep. Like, I forgot about the movie. I didn't even care about the movie at all.
I thought Kristen Wiig's character Cheetah or whatever
Yeah.
was like super random. Why did she? That's what her character was,
Oh,
right?
trip out on that
'Cause
though.
it reminded me completely of the
Oh.
the Catwoman from Batman, the
Yes.
Tim Burton one.
Yeah.
So I was like, is that her?
Yeah,
and then,
dude.
but it's not her, and it's just
No.
why did they make her a cheetah? Like, is there any background? I
Well,
mean, I don't know
yeah.
Well,
comics, so
she's
think-
a character
think-
from the comics.
But I
yeah.
think it's I think Gino kind of mentioned this like Batman Forever. It's such a cliche character because like it's like this dorky person with like glasses
Yeah.
who looks up to the superhero, right? Edward Nigma and Batman Forever,
Yep.
Jamie Foxx and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like we've seen this over and over again. It's like even if you like Kristen Wiig, it's like why go that route? It's like we've seen
Yep.
it so
I-
many
it's so
times,
weird,
and
right?
it's so dumb. Like it's such a cliche that you can kind of do it. But I agree with you, Ricardo, because like I was like flip-flopping. I was like, this is really entertaining. It's like it's so out there, it's so zany that I was being entertained. I was like, wow, this is so goofy.
Yeah.
Like you said, Gino, it is the Batman Forever. I enjoy Batman Forever,
Yeah,
right?
I did too.
So it does have a lot of that camp value, but then again, it's like at parts it's so heavy-handed and it's so boring that it just kind of drags it down. Like, okay, if you're gonna do that, go all in, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
That they were kind of mixing it, you know.
Yeah.
They wanted to kind of have their cake and eat it too, and I think that's why they missed. I like Pedro Pascal, but he was
I
just
did
so crazy. It's like, oh, dial it back a little bit. Like he's just like, and I didn't understand what his deal was, and like I didn't understand like what his plan was.
I didn't understand
That's what the part of the confusion of the movie and the disappointment comes in. You know?
Well,
Yeah, I agree.
like his plan was just to, like anybody else, take over the world.
Oh yeah, I know that,
Yeah.
but like why and how? You know?
Probably taking everybody's stuff, pretty much.
But
Yeah, like he was like a telemarketer, pretty much. He's selling you. That's what he was.
That's
Like he was
literally
an
what he
80s
was.
telemarketer.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean
like, he
that's so thin, right? You know, it's
Yeah.
like that's it.
Introduces
It's just the tone is off because like the scene where she leaves her boyfriend or whatever, she starts flying. It's like really dramatic music and all
Right.
that. It's supposed to be very powerful, but then that doesn't fit with the rest of it. You know, like how
Mhm.
you gonna go like all like deep and like with that music coming off all the crazy zany shit? Like it doesn't mesh well. You know, like
Dude, it's so
Also-
funny too when that happens, and then she's like walking away, and you can hear, "I love you, Diana." It's just
Like-
silly.
like they really kept it on her in that moment. And don't get me wrong, it's like Robert said, it's supposed to be a powerful moment, but it was
Yeah.
weird.
it looks
weird.
goofy, right? Like it
Yeah.
looks weird. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
especially because like the green screen they use in that, like it's so I like.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you,
There's parts that I really want to like because it's so like dumb and bad, right? But
Yeah.
that's not supposed to be Wonder Woman, like
No.
coming off the first one, you know? It was so great.
Yeah, the first one was
Yeah.
really good.
And-
So it,
Yeah.
And the stiffness, I'm telling you, her running is just like
yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
like,
I don't-
like fucking Forrest
Look,
Gump. Like,
Kristen Wiig was doing the same shit. She was doing the Terminator T1000.
Yeah.
Just
This is not her movie.
this is like, it's just dragging everything down. Like, I hate this, you know?
dude, like it's crazy because that movie, the way it started, you know, like the whole running thing or whatever the little competition that she had to do as a child, she fucking and then that's how the movie starts, Wonder Woman, you know. And I was like, wow, compared to Soul, how that one started. 'Cause I was like, wow, we just saw like
And it's funny too because I also watched them back to back. So
Yeah.
like I watched Soul first.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what a great film. And then we go like,
like, wow.
the quality drop off is pretty big here, you know.
Yeah.
Well, tune in next week. We're gonna do a weird, random best and worst of 2020. Even though the year was the worst, but the movies overall, the best top 3.
There's got to be more good ones, right?
Our rankings of the best movies of the year and the worst movies of the year.
Yeah, best and worst.
Yeah.
Please.
Worst and best.
Where's that? Yeah.
Yo, your turn.
What?
But either way, please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, In Out Delete Reviews, at Twitter, at In Out Delete, and also YouTube, In Out Delete. Just search us up. We're there. And just enjoy us making faces, talk about movies, do our little dance moves, you know? And Gio just nodding his head. Please be safe. And Happy New Year, just in case.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2021, y'all. Bye.
Bye.